All right, for some more insight, I'd like to welcome in Dr. Peter Earle, senior economist at the American Institute for Economic Research. So great to see you again. Okay, so like nearly all of the tariffs that the president has announced, he does say that he believes this will lead to new American jobs. What is your assessment, both short and long term?
So any relocation or reshoring is going to take a very long time. These are not things that happen in a week, or certainly not even in one presidential term. We're talking about decades. But in the short term, some companies are moving their facilities back to the U.S. But those tend to be those which are not very labor intensive, because one of the major reasons for going offshore was labor costs. And then, of course, in a lot of the developing world, labor is very cheap. So, we've heard some accounts of companies moving some of their facilities back into the U.S. Many of those are going to be, they'll create some jobs, but they're not going to be the most labor-intensive parts of it. So it's not exactly what it seems like, but I guess it's positive in terms of what the president's vision is.
Yeah, and Peter, with so many experts saying, you can't just build a new plant in like a week. It takes
Right.
time. Do you have more
Absolutely.
insight into why the president, do you think, would still plan to move forward with these tariffs?
Well, I think a few things. First of all, he's convinced that we've been ripped off for years. That any sort of a trade deficit, for example, if we sell $900 billion worth of goods to China and they sell a trillion to us, that 100 billion is theft. That's really been ingrained in his mind. He's been saying that since the 80s. So I think he's going to follow through with this vision, come hell or high water. But I think just the idea of getting the ball rolling as he sees it, getting some, companies or some wings, some divisions of some companies to move back here will start a ball rolling. And maybe having tried to produce in the U.S., they'll find out that it's actually either not as high cost or that the marginal benefits to U.S. consumers will make up for the losses taken on higher prices. I think he thinks that net it's going to be positive. Whether it is or not, we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. All right. So at the end of Alex Capriello's report there, we were talking stock prices. What do you
Yeah.
make of the president this time waiting to make his announcement on new tariffs? He did it yesterday after the markets had closed for the day.
Right. I mean, that's just good policy making, not doing it during the day. But I mean, you're seeing a bunch of the companies, their stock prices are falling, and one of the reasons why is because it's just introducing a lot more uncertainty. They don't know, if their supply chains either get weaker or get strained, if that's going to mean more difficulty producing. They don't know if their cost structures are going to change. I mean, one thing I think we know for sure is that any tariffs that we put on are going to be retaliated against, whether it's other, U.S. cars sold abroad or other U.S. goods, if there's not enough of that. So they know that there's retaliation coming, and the stock market and individual stocks, they hate uncertainty, and so that's a big portion of what's going on here.
And we keep hearing retaliation, retaliatory tariffs. Do you think
Yep.
that it's inevitable that this is just going to lead to a broader trade war between the U.S. and, let's say, our partners to the north and south, Canada and Mexico?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's never been a trade war in the history of the world where there wasn't some form of retaliation. And last night at about 6 p.m., I was watching the tape, and the Ontario Premier said they want to inflict maximum pain on U.S. trade relations. So that's definitely going to happen. The question is, is this the kind of thing where a point is proven and then both sides back down? Is this something where the different sides will dig in their heels? In which case, I think Mr. Trump is hoping that the size of the U.S. economy allows us to ride it out easier than smaller, less diversified economies. Or does it become a back and forth thing? Maybe there might be some nations out there that think that they want to stand up to a bully or something, and then they're willing to take a hit to GDP or whatever for a few quarters. I mean, all of that goes into the uncertainty that the market despises and that we are up to our necks in right now.
Yeah. All right. So, there are a lot of people at home right now who have no idea what's going on. If someone is looking to buy a new car right now, what would you advise?
I might be in that category myself soon. So, I mean, there's a car I'd like to buy. I'm not going to say what it is, but I have a feeling it's going to be much more expensive soon. I would say, at this point, simply because of necessity, start considering the domestic brands, and also, maybe used cars will be a little cheaper, that sort of thing. There's definitely going to be a lot of movement in prices soon. And it may not only be on foreign cars. I mean, if we have tariffs put on car parts, eventually domestic cars will be more expensive too. But I mean, I think a good investment right now would be on preventative maintenance, keeping the car you want to trade in going for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that may be the plan. All right. Dr. Peter Earle, always great to speak with you. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.